Hello students, how are you all? Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be the continuation of part 1 of your class 7 NCERT textbook, that is Respiration in Organisms, chapter number 7. So, as we have learned in the previous video, we just going to have a little recap of that part. Okay, so let's see what we all have learned in that video. All right, we have learned that there are two types of organisms on our earth, that are living organisms and non-living organisms. So we have studied that living things breathe, and that is why they differ from non-living organisms. We have studied that breathing is a scientific process which comes under the process known as respiration. In this, we have learned that we take in oxygen, that is called inhalation, and when we take out carbon dioxide, that is known as exhalation. Okay. And then we have learned about the main respiratory organ which is present in our body, that is known as lungs. Okay. So we have learned about the lungs, that it is basically a balloon type structure in which the oxygen get pumped inside, and after that it deflated when CO2 gases exhaled out of our body. All right. What we have learned else in this part 1, we have learned that what is a cell, and then we have learned about the cellular respiration. In this, we have learned that our body respiratory cells do a exemplary function, that is they break down the glucose. The stored food is being break down in this type of respiratory cells, and then it is converted into the form of energy which from which we perform different biochemical activities such as walking, running, jogging. Okay, as you can see on the screen. So we have learned about all these, and then we have also learned about the two types of respiration, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, we have learned that we need oxygen to do the aerobic respiration. Okay, and what comes out in this respiration? The energy which we use in the form of doing our certain biochemical activities. Okay. And then we also have learned about the anaerobic respiration. In this, we have learned that our body also perform the breathing, the respiration in the absence of oxygen, right? We have learned that this anaerobic respiration is practiced by our body at the time of heavy workouts, or when our body performs certain heavy exercises where we get very scarcity in amount of oxygen in our body. So we try to have breathing in the situation where is the absent of oxygen, and that is known as anaerobic respiration. Okay, and we have learned that lactic acid is produced in our body during anaerobic respiration. So today, in this part 2 of this chapter, we are going to learn more about the respiratory organ, more details about the lungs, and what are all these sense organs or the vital important respiratory organ in our body which helps in performing the respiration efficiently. Okay. All right. So what do we have to learn about the respiratory system? First, first we need to know the role of the respiratory system. So, dear students, we all know that we breathe through our nose, right? So, nose is the first sense organ that faces the breathing, right? When we take in oxygen, we take first the air comes through, travels through the nose. Okay. So the respiratory system start from the nose, and here the air move into the body and remove the waste products. Body cells require oxygen for respiration. So the whole respiratory system motive is to exhale out all the body waste from our body. All the waste products are being expelled out from our body through respiratory system. Now we will see them one by one. Now the nose. What does the nose do in the respiratory system? Nose allows air to enter the body. First, the air enters to our body. It filters and cleans the air by trapping the dirt and allergens. All the dirt is first filtrated by our nose. The small hairs which are present in our nose helps in filtering out all the allergic or all the dust particles from the air. And then that filtered air is traveled further than the nose. So first part is nose, where the air travel first. Okay. Now, next is nasal cavity and the mouth. After traveling from the nose, the air travels through nasal cavity. What is this nasal cavity? You can see this whole structure is a nasal cavity. Why does this name comes from? Where does this name nasal comes from? As this cavity starts from nose, that is why the name is referred to as nasal. And cavity means the hole, the tube-like structure, the tubular structure. Okay. So the nasal cavity and the mouth. After the air travels from the nose, it enters through a nasal cavity. Air is inhaled and enters the body through the mouth and nasal cavity. It is warmed up through this process. So, have you ever feel that the air you breathe in is quite warm, right? When you first take in the air, it feels little cold. But after it enters into your nose and then the nasal cavity and then the mouth, you feel that that air turns into little warm, right? Now we will see where does this air go from nasal cavity. So trachea. Okay, focus on the pronunciation. This blue part you can see on your screen. This is nasal. This is trachea. Okay, trachea is a kind of the long tube connecting the mouth and the nasal cavity to the rest of respiratory system. As we all have studied in the digestion system, there was a long tube. Okay, digestive tract. We called it as esophagus, right? But here in the respiration system, there is a long tube which connect the mouth to the nasal cavity is known as trachea. Okay, trachea. It's a long tube which connect the mouth and the nasal cavity. Okay. Now, where does the air goes after trachea? Bronchus. You can see these two root-like structure. This is, you can refer this whole structure as a tree, right? And this trunk holding these two branches is trachea, and these two branches is known as bronchus. The trachea branches off into two bronchi. Okay, this you can see number 1 and number 2. One bronchus enters each lungs. As we know, there are two lungs. Okay, so left of the bronchi attach with the left of lung, and the right of bronchi attaches with the right part of your lungs. Okay. And now the bronchioles. My dear students, the bronchus is further divided into small hairy or tube-like structures like this you can see on your screen. See, this bronchus is divided into various branches, various roots-like structures. You can refer as a structure of a root in the plant, right? So these structures are known as bronchioles. This bronchus is divided into small tubes-like structures which are known as bronchioles, which the air pass through. Okay, through which the air pass through. So till now we have learned that nose is the first sense organ where the air passes. Okay, and then we have studied about the nasal cavity and mouth, and then the air travels through trachea. Okay, the structure which looks like a trunk of a plant, right? And then the trachea is divided into bronchus, okay? And then the bronchus is then divided into bronchioles, like a root-like structures, okay? And now, where does the air go? Now, the air goes to the sac-like structure, S-A-C, sac-like structure. मतलब एक बैग लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, एक थैले के रूप में स्ट्रक्चर होता है वहां पे, जब ट्रैकिया के बाद ब्रोंकस, ब्रोंक्यूल्स, फिर ब्रोंक्यूल्स अटैच होते हैं एल्वुलाई में. ये मिलियंस ऑफ एल्वुलाई आर प्रेजेंट इन आवर लंग्स. ये कैसे होते हैं? थैले की तरह इनका स्ट्रक्चर होता है, और ये लोकेट करते हैं कहाँ पे? एट द एंड ऑफ योर ब्रोंक्यूल. Alveoli are air sacs which facilitate the gas exchange. Actual में, the alveoli are the real heroes of the respiratory system. These alveoli play the major role in the respiratory system because the real gas exchange takes place at this part of respiratory system. How does the oxygen comes inside the lungs and how does the CO2 get exit out of the lungs? This alveoli, in this alveoli, all the gas exchanges takes place. Okay, we are going to see how does this happen. ओके, सो पहले हम जानेंगे कि एल्वुलाई के फीचर्स क्या होते हैं. फर्स्ट वी विल नो द करेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ एल्वुलाई एंड देन वी विल नो द फंक्शन व्हाट ऑल हैपेंस इन दिस एल्वुलाई. ओके, सो एल्वुलाई के थिन वॉल्स होते हैं. क्यों होते हैं? टू रिड्यूस द डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिफ्यूजन. इसके अंदर एक प्रक्रिया होती है, एक प्रोसेस होता है जिसका नाम है डिफ्यूजन. डिफ्यूजन की प्रोसेस क्या होती है? जब कोई भी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हमारे पास वाटर का कंसेंट्रेशन है तो कभी भी जब पानी एक हायर कंसेंट्रेशन से एक लेसर कंसेंट्रेशन की तरफ जाता है, कहाँ से? हायर कंसेंट्रेशन से जाता है लेसर कंसेंट्रेशन की तरफ पानी के, तब उसको हम डिफ्यूजन प्रोसेस कहते हैं. ऑलराइट, तो ऐसा ही कुछ एल्वुलाई में होता है. जब भी आप सांस भरते हैं, ऑक्सीजन अंदर जाती है, तो आपके जब एल्वुलाई के अंदर अंदर छोटे जो ये एल्वुलाइज होते हैं, इसके अंदर आपकी ऑक्सीजन जा रही है. जब इससे क्या हो रहा है? गैस का डिफ्यूजन हो रहा है, बाहर से अंदर आ रही है, राइट? और हमारा CO2 अंदर से बाहर जाएगा. ओके, सो इसीलिए इस डिफ्यूजन प्रोसेस को अच्छे से हो जाए, इसलिए इसकी जो वॉल्स होती है वो थोड़ी थिन होती है, फिल्टर आउट करनी होती है गैस को, इजिली पास हो जाए सारी गैसेस, इसलिए ये थिन वॉल की बनी होती है. They have a large surface area which is moist, so gases can dissolve and diffuse across. So हमें कुछ ऐसा पतला थिन थिन लाइक वॉल्स चाहिए होती है ताकि जो गैस का ट्रेवल है वो इजी हो जाए. They are surrounded by capillaries, so alveoli have a rich blood supply. अभी कैपिलरीज क्या होती हैं? कैपिलरीज क्या होती है? वॉल्स के आसपास के स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं, ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं जिससे हमारी ब्लड स्ट्रीम कनेक्टेड होती है. क्योंकि हमें एट द एंड ऑक्सीजन कहाँ पहुंचानी है? हमें ब्लड में पहुंचानी है, और ये एल्वुलाई ब्लड में ऑक्सीजन को ट्रेवल करवाने का काम करती है. ओके, अब इसमें गैस एक्सचेंज कैसे होता है? Inhaled oxygen diffuses from the alveoli into the blood. Carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood into the alveoli to be exhaled. Okay, so जब हम लोग इनहेल करते हैं तो ऑक्सीजन एल्वुलाई से हमारी ब्लड में चली जाती है. ठीक है, देखो ये वाला हमारा एरो क्या बता रहा है कि ऑक्सीजन इज फ्लोइंग from alveoli to the blood capillaries, and this shows the CO2. The CO2 is coming from the bloodstream, the capillaries, towards the alveoli. Okay, so this arrow donates the CO2 which is coming inside the alveoli, ताकि exhalation जब exhalation होगी तो CO2 alveoli से बाहर निकल जाएगी, और इनहेलेशन जब होगी तो हमारी जो ऑक्सीजन है वो एल्वुलाई से ब्लड स्ट्रीम में पहुंच जाएगी, ताकि गैस एक्सचेंज हो सके. इसकी वॉल्स थिन बनाई जाती हैं. वी नीड टू ट्रेवल द ऑक्सीजन फ्रॉम द एल्वुलाई towards the bloodstream so that all these bloodstream get connected to the tissues, and we all know that from tissues the blood will goes through organ and then to the whole organ system. So in this way the oxygen is traveled through the alveoli. So alveoli is the vital organ of a respiratory track. Okay, respiratory system. Diaphragm. Now we will talk about diaphragm. So there is a muscle underneath your lungs. When you inhale, it get contract, and when you exhale, it get relax. Okay, so the diaphragm, here G is silent. The pronunciation of diaphragm, here you can see that I am not making any emphasis on G. So G is silent here. Diaphragm. The diaphragm is a sheet of muscle which facilitate inhalation and exhalation. The diaphragm contracts and moves downwards during inhalation, and diaphragm relax and moves upward during exhalation. Okay, so during exhalation it relaxes, and during inhalation it get contract. It's a muscle. It's a kind of muscle. And it also support the lungs, okay, when you inhale and exhale. this is your NCERT picture which depicts the diaphragm. You can see moves down when the air is drawn in. When you inhale, the diaphragm moves down, and when you exhale, the diaphragm moves back. So it's a kind of contracting muscle. Okay. Now, just to ease the process of oxygen traveling of oxygen, यहाँ पे कुछ स्टेप्स दे दिए हैं ताकि आपको लर्न हो जाए कि पहले ऑक्सीजन कहाँ ट्रेवल करती है. सो वी हैव लर्न नाउ दैट ऑक्सीजन फर्स्ट ट्रेवल थ्रू योर nose, okay, and then it passes to pharynx and larynx. We have learned them earlier in the part 1 chapter, what is pharynx and larynx. So, and then it travels through trachea and it carries down towards the bronchi. Then the bronchi divided into several bronchioles, and these bronchioles lead to clusters of alveoli in the lungs, the real hero of the respiratory system. And then here, what does the alveoli do? All the gas exchange process happens in this, because from here, the oxygen is going to connect through the capillaries to the bloodstream, and from there, the oxygen is going through our tissues and then the whole organ system. And then the diaphragm play its role along the way because it contracts and through the trachea, larynx, and either the nose or mouth. Okay. So the diaphragm relaxes, pushing air out of the lungs. Air exits through the trachea, larynx, and either the nose or mouth. Okay. So this was all about the traveling of oxygen in the human being. Okay. Now you can see this is the structure of an alveoli, which is connected to millions of bloodstream, the capillaries which are present on the walls of alveoli. So these capillaries are very important for your next chapter. So you just need to focus in this alveoli because your next chapter is going to start with this alveoli only. Because alveoli is connecting itself to the blood capillaries, to the bloodstream. Okay, and these bloodstream is carrying the oxygen in our entire part of the body. So just have a quick short revision on this process. During respiration, oxygen rich enters the alveoli during inhalation. Okay, जब हम सांस भरते हैं तो ऑक्सीजन हमारी बॉडी के अंदर जाती है. Step 2, oxygen molecules diffuse across the thin alveolar walls into the bloodstream. Okay, हमारी जो हमने ऑक्सीजन भरी है वो alveoli तक पहुंची और diffusion is the process. ये क्वेश्चन आता है, what is the process, main process which is taking part inside the gas exchange, which is taking part inside the alveoli for the exchange of gas. So it is diffusion process. Okay, and then the carbon dioxide simultaneously produced by cellular metabolism diffuses from the blood into the alveoli. So always remember, the CO2 travel from the blood to the alveoli. CO2 travels ब्लड से ट्रेवल करती है हमारे एल्वुलाई के अंदर आने के लिए, क्योंकि एल्वुलाई में ही एक्सलेशन होगी और एक्सलेशन होने से हमारी CO2 बाहर आ जाएगी और ऑक्सीजन जो है वो ब्लड में जाती है एल्वुलाई से. सो ऑक्सीजन ट्रेवल फ्रॉम द एल्वुलाई टू द ब्लड and CO2 travel from the blood to the alveoli. Okay. During internal respiration, oxygen is delivered in the body tissues and carbon dioxide is removed from the tissues and transported back to the lungs for exhalation. Okay. So in this way, all the waste gases which are not required inside the body is exit out from our body. Okay. So this was all about the respiratory system which is taking part in our human body. आपकी एनसीईआरटी में रेस्पिरेशन इन प्लांट्स के बारे में भी है, जिसके बारे में हमने पहले ही पढ़ लिया था. तो वी जस्ट हैव टू नो व्हाट आर द organs or what are the parts which takes part in respiration in the plants. Okay, so we all know about photosynthesis. It is the process in which the green plants make their own food, right? We have learned in the primary classes that photosynthesis is the only process which takes part in the plants, okay, green plants, through which they make their own food. And in this we have learned that the photosynthesis is happened due to the presence of chlorophyll, the green pigment in the plants. And the stomata are what? These are the small पोर्स. Pores माने छेद, okay, hole, little hole, the tiny hole which you can't see from your naked eye. You need microscope for them. As your skin also have some kind of holes, and that means the skin is also breathing, okay. So in that way, the plants also breathe through the stomata, okay. So now you know what are the breathing pores present in the plants. That is stomata, okay. So stomata helps the plants to respire, okay. You can see in this screen. Roots also have specialized structures like root hairs and lateral root. Lateral means जो लेटी होती है, okay? जो outstand कर रही है, बाहर की तरफ आ रही है. That enhance surface area and facilitate the gas exchange with the surrounding soil. So एक तो स्टोमेटा है ही, पत्तों से सांस ले रहे हैं और रूट से भी लेते हैं. We have also learned about the nitrogen fixation from the soil. तो तरह तरह की gases प्लांट्स में सॉइल के थ्रू भी जा रही है, ओके. सो क्लोरोफिल कैप्चर द सनलाइट एंड हेल्प टर्न इनटू फूड. एंड कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, प्लांट्स रिक्वायर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड फ्रॉम द एटमॉस्फेयर. ये फोटोसिंथेसिस का प्रोसेस. वी हैव टू लर्न अबाउट द स्टोमेटा इन अ डीप फॉर्म. सो हम रेस्पिरेशन के लिए स्टोमेटा के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. बाकी हमने फोटोसिंथेसिस का सारा प्रोसेस प्रीवियस प्राइमरी क्लास 6 वाले चैप्टर में कवर कर दिया था. तो स्टोमेटा हमने अभी बताया आपको. दीज आर टाइनी पोर्स विच आर प्रेजेंट ऑन द लीव्स. माइक्रोस्कोपिक होते हैं, हम उन्हें देख नहीं सकते, बट ये क्या काम कर रहे हैं? गैस को एक्सचेंज करने का काम कर रहे हैं. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड जो लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स बाहर एग्जिट कर रहे हैं, वो ये प्लांट्स ले लेते हैं और यहीं से ऑक्सीजन बाहर निकालते हैं, जो हम लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, हम ह्यूमन बींग्स ले लेते हैं, इनटेक कर लेते हैं. These stomata are controlled by the guard cells, जो उन्हें जिस तरह से स्टोमेटा में कॉन्ट्रेक्शन और रिलैक्सेशन हो रहा है, गार्ड सेल्स उन्हें प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं कि वो अपने शेप को बनाए रखें. उन्हें वो उतनी जगह प्रोवाइड करते हैं. यू सी, दीज आर द गार्ड सेल्स, ओके. एंड दीज होल्स आर द स्टोमेटा, ओके, टाइनी होल्स. तो ये गार्ड सेल्स क्या काम कर रहे हैं? सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. इससे प्लांट का स्ट्रक्चर को अगर वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है, रिलैक्स होता है, तो ये उन्हें बी होल्ड करके रखते हैं, ओके, अप्रूव करके रखते हैं, रेगुलेट करके रखते हैं, ताकि गैस की एक्सचेंज प्रॉपरली हो जाए पूरे प्लांट्स की बॉडी में. सो दिस वॉज अबाउट द रेस्पिरेशन इन प्लांट्स. अब थोड़ा सा आपके एनसीईआरटी रेस्पिरेशन इन एनिमल्स का बताती है. Animals such as elephants, lions, cows, goats, frogs, lizards, snakes, birds, इन सबके पास हमारे ह्यूमन बींग जैसा लंग्स होता है और कैविटी, चेस्ट कैविटीज में उनके लंग होता है जैसे हम ह्यूमन बींग्स का होता है. लेकिन कुछ ऐसे एनिमल्स होते हैं जिसमें लंग्स की बजाय और भी कुछ पार्ट्स होते हैं जिससे वो रेस्पायर करते हैं. तो हम धीरे धीरे देखते हैं रेस्पिरेशन इन डिफरेंट एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स. एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स मीन्स वाटर एनिमल्स, वी ऑल नो. तो रेस्पिरेशन इन फिशेस. सो फिशेस हैव अ स्पेशलाइज्ड ऑर्गन्स जिसको बोलते हैं हम गिल्स, ये हमें पता ही है. एंड दीज आर मेड अप ऑफ फिलामेंट्स, are highly vascularized, meaning they have many blood vessels through which they can respire properly, okay. And then when we talk about dolphins, dolphins have lungs just like terrestrial mammals, okay. Just like we human beings, dolphin also respire through lungs. They need to come out to the surface periodically to breathe air directly into their lungs. So sometimes we have seen that dolphins are moving out of the water in order to take the air, okay, because they are breathing through the lungs. The tortoise also have lungs, are relatively simple compared to the mammal. हमारी lungs से इनका कुछ structure थोड़ा simplified होता है, not complex as we human beings have. और इनका basic function क्या होता है? Gas exchange का, that we human beings have, okay. Now, how does these small insects respire? We have talked about the whole human being. We have talked about the respiration in plants, and then we talked about the big animals, the aquatic animals, and now we are talking about the small insects. How do they respire? तो आपके एनसीईआरटी में there are two insects जिसके बारे में बताया गया है. वो है cockroaches and earthworms, okay. So insects में दो मेजर पार्ट होते हैं जिससे वो रेस्पिरेशन करते हैं। ट्रैकिया होता है जैसे हमारी बॉडी में है, और ये पूरी बॉडी में फैला होता है उनका ये स्ट्रक्चर। और उनकी स्मॉल स्मॉल ओपनिंग्स होती हैं, छेद ही होते हैं, जिसमें हमने प्लांट्स का नाम दे दिया स्टोमेटा। यहाँ पे होती है ओपनिंग जिसको वो बोलते हैं स्पाइरिकल्स। ओके, सो ये जो दो मेजर पार्ट हैं, ट्रैकिया एंड द स्पाइरिकल्स, ये पूरे इंसेक्ट में रेस्पिरेशन को, ऑक्सीजन को लेकर ट्रांसपोर्ट करा देता है। ओके, आगे हम देखते हैं कैसे। जैसे रेस्पिरेशन इन कॉकरोचेस, ये हमारा स्ट्रक्चर बना हुआ है, ये ट्रैकिया, यू कैन सी द होल trachea is elongated throughout the body of cockroach, and there is a small openings. You can see these openings, these are spiracles. Okay, we have openings in our skin, fishes have the gills, and plants have the openings. We call it as the stomata, and in cockroaches we call it as the spiracles. Okay, cockroaches have spiracles located along the sides of their body. These openings allow air to enter through the tracheal system. Okay, and then the earthworm lack lungs. Okay, तो इसके lungs नहीं होते, and have a specialized respiratory organs. Instead, they respire through their moist, allowing oxygen to diffuse directly into their bloodstream from the surrounding environment. So, वो moist जगह पे रेस्पायर अच्छा करता है, उसके पास ऑक्सीजन नहीं होती। These have, you can see the body is covered through spiracles, you can see on the screen, and they just need the moist area, their favorable temperature to respire productively and efficiently. ओके, सो उनके उनके अंदर कोई ट्रैकिया, कोई ब्रोंक्यूल्स, ब्रोंकस, एल्वेलाई जैसा कोई कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है। द स्किन डायरेक्टली टेक्स इन द रेस्पिरेशन, और वो टेक्स इन द ऑक्सीजन, एंड ऑक्सीजन ट्रेवल्स टू द ब्लड स्ट्रीम। तो अल्टीमेटली एक चीज कॉमन है कि ऑक्सीजन ट्रेवल करते हुए कहाँ जा रही है? ब्लड स्ट्रीम में। ओके, प्लीज फोकस ऑन दिस, ब्लड स्ट्रीम में। और आगे के चैप्टर में, नेक्स्ट चैप्टर आपका यही होगा कि हाउ डज दिस ऑक्सीजन एंड फूड इज ट्रांसपोर्टिंग with the help of blood stream inside our body. Okay, हम ये नया सिस्टम पढ़ेंगे। So this was the end of your chapter. Now we are going to see certain NCERT exercise questions. Okay, let us see. So question number 1. Why does an athlete breathe faster and deeper than usual after finishing the race? We have discussed in the previous slide that it is due to the anaerobic respiration, and lactic acid is produced efficiently in this process, and that is why the athlete need to breathe faster than its average breathing. Okay, list the similarities and differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So we all know that in aerobic respiration, oxygen is required, and in anaerobic respiration, there is the absence of oxygen, in which the human beings breathe without the presence of oxygen. Okay. Why do we often sneeze when we inhale a lot of dust लेडन एयर? हम लोग ऐसा क्यों होता है कि हम छींक मार देते हैं जब हम लोग किसी डस्टी एरिया में स्मेल कर रहे होते हैं? क्योंकि क्या होता है, जब भी हम लोग किसी डस्टी एरिया में स्मेल करते हैं, तो दैट डस्ट इरिटेट्स आवर नोज. ओके, when the air is passing through our nose, that dusty air, it irritates our nose, and that the hairs present in the nose send signals to the brain, in response to which the brain triggers a series of actions. Okay, in response to that irritation, और उससे क्या होता है, हम लोग sneeze करते हैं. Okay, it's a kind of forceful expulsion of air from the lungs through the nose and mouth, which we experience as a sneeze. Okay, so next question. आपको बोला गया है कि आपने 3 टेस्ट ट्यूब लेनी है, उसको 3/4 से पानी से भर देना है। ए, बी और सी लेबल कर दिया उसमें। टेस्ट ट्यूब ए में आपको वाटर प्लांट डालना है, टेस्ट ट्यूब में एक स्नेल डालना है आपको, टेस्ट ट्यूब बी में वाटर प्लांट डालना है, और सी को आपने दोनों से भर देना है, स्नेल और प्लांट से। तो वो पूछ रहा है कि कौन सी ऐसी टेस्ट ट्यूब होगी जिसमें हाईएस्ट कंसेंट्रेशन ऑफ CO2 होगा। तो हम सभी को पता है कि टेस्ट ट्यूब ए विल हैव अ हायर concentration of CO2 due to the presence of snail. Okay, so snail, because snail exit out the CO2 during the process of respiration. Okay. Now tick the right answers. In cockroaches, air enters the body through spiracles. And then during the heavy exercise, we get cramps in the legs due to the accumulation of lactic acid. Because हम उस समय absence of oxygen breathe कर रहे होते हैं, और जहां absence of oxygen हम breathe कर रहे होते हैं, it happens that we are breathing in the form of anaerobic respiration. Okay, and in anaerobic respiration, lactic acid is produced. Normal range क्या होती है breathing की? 15 to 18. During exhalation, the ribs move downwards. Exhalation, relax करते हैं और हमारे ribs नीचे की तरफ move करते हैं. Match the following है. Yeast, alcohol, because yeast ferment करता है किसी भी चीज को, और alcohol is a fermented drink. Diaphragm, chest cavity में present होता है. Skin, अर्थवर्म अपनी स्किन से ब्रीथ करता है. लीव्स स्टोमेटा होती है जिससे वो रेस्पायर करते हैं. एंड देन फिशेस लंग्स और स्किन से. एंड द फ्रॉग, फिशेस गिल्स से, एंड फ्रॉग फ्रॉम लंग्स एंड स्किन. ओके ओके, so true or false you can see on the screen. We will talk about the name then. Small air tubes present in the insects are known as trachea. In the insects are known as trachea. If they have asked you question about the small holes in the insects, then you have to write spiracles. Okay, but if they're asking about air tubes, always write trachea. Okay, because trachea is the whole system which is elongated inside the insect body. Okay, the tube system. Skeletal structures surrounding the chest cavity are the ribs, muscular floor of chest cavity, diaphragm, tiny pores on the surface of leaf, stomata, small openings on the sides of the body of an insect, spiracle. See, I've told you, when there is a small openings or hole-like structures present in the insect are known as spiracles. But if they're asking about the air tubes of insects, they are trachea. The respiratory organs of human beings, lungs, the openings through which we inhale, the two nostrils. Okay, हमारे नाक के दो holes are, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Holes in the nose are nostrils. Okay, an anaerobic organism, yeast. An organism with tracheal system, cockroach, ant, earthworm. Okay, now you have to tell me from among these three statements which is the correct statement. The amount of air available to a person is less than the available on the ground. Correct statement. The temperature of air is higher than that on the ground. False. And the pressure of air is higher than that on the ground. It's also false. Okay. So we have completed this chapter number 7 of your class 7th NCERT textbook, including all the notes and the NCERT exercise has been completed in this part 1 and part 2 sections of this chapter. So if you have any kind of doubts, please comment down below. Till then, keep on learning and keep on revising.